What would you do here? You're playing 8-ball, shooting solids, and you're on the 8. Both balls are frozen to each other and to the cushion. In this video, I'll show every reasonable shot option I was able to think of during the filming. If you think of others, please post your ideas in the comments section below. The first option was suggested by Mike Page of Fargo Billiards and Tin Man on AZ Billiards. Here it is, the 8 in the corner with inside spin. For this shot to work, the cue ball must hit the 8 and cushion at about the same time. You can see the action of the shot in slow motion. Notice how the cue ball first hits the 8 as the cue ball is first compressing the cushion. As the cue ball compresses the cushion more, the side spin takes, causing the cue ball to push the 8 forward. Here's the shot again. This shot is not easy. If you hit the 8 a little early, it doesn't go forward. And if you hit the cushion first, the 8 doesn't move very much and it goes in the wrong direction. Another option in this situation is to hit the 8 fairly squarely to send it to the upper left corner. This would be a good one-pocket shot. Notice in slow motion that this shot requires a double kiss, and the timing of the kiss needs to be perfect. Another option is to double kiss the 8 into the opposite corner with lots of outside spin. Again, in slow motion, you can clearly see the double kiss with perfect timing. Well, these previous shot options are very difficult, and if you miss, you're likely to sell out the game. What would you do if you had ball in hand instead? You might think a good option is to freeze the cue ball to the cushion and hit the 8 with backspin to push it forward with topspin to the corner. This type of shot is covered in detail in the straight rail shot videos linked in the video description. If you hit the shot perfectly straight, the cushion pushes the cue ball away from the rail and you miss the shot, like this. With the cue ball just a touch off the cushion instead, you can make this shot work, although it isn't easy. Another option with ball in hand is to play safe like this. You might think that is a great safety, and it is if my opponent doesn't get a hit on the 11. However, a good player might be able to do this as a safety reply. I didn't make this shot on the first attempt, but I got close a lot. And even if your opponent doesn't make the 11, he still might get a hit and leave you tough like this. So maybe that safety is not so great after all if your opponent has these skills. Another safety option is to thin the 8 and create distance like this. But this leaves your opponent with an open look at a possible bank or a rail-first spin shot. Here, I'm using the SAWS BHE-FHE system to aim the shot. For more information, see the links in the video description. Here's the shot. I actually made that on the first shot, and I have a look at the 8, so maybe this wasn't a great safety either. Here's a better safety play that leaves our opponent with no offensive option. I had a slight angle, and the cue ball hit the cushion after the hit on the 8, so that was a legal hit. If my opponent is smart, he or she will just bump the 8 back toward the 11. That was a foul, and I now have ball in hand, but I am facing a similar shot to what I started with. And if I continue this approach, I might not like the outcome. Eventually, I might end up like this, where my opponent has an out. I just lost the game. This sort of situation, along with possible solutions, is covered in detail in the Vent video excerpt linked in the video description. Let's end with a really difficult shot option. That's called a carom kick timing shot. That took me about 20 attempts, so this is probably not a good approach in a game situation, but it's fun to practice. Be sure to check out all of the other videos linked in the video description. They cover how to better handle many of the situations demonstrated in this video. Good luck with your game from Dr. Dave.